Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. I've been following General Hospital for a good long while now, and I swear this show still knows how to keep me coming back every single day. Lately, my mind keeps circling back to Jacinda Bracken and all the talk I've seen from other fans about her possibly being Nelle in a whole new skin. It's one of those ideas that just sticks with you once it gets in your head. I don't know if it's true or not, but the more I watch her on screen, the more I find myself wondering if the writers are setting up something big. Let me back up a little so you can see why this theory feels so believable to me. Remember Nelle? That woman was something else. She came to Port Charles carrying a grudge the size of Texas against Carly, and she never let it go. She was Michael's ex, the real mother of Wiley, and she pulled every trick in the book to tear that family apart. She even convinced Michael that their baby boy had died right after birth, when all along the little guy was alive and being raised by Brad and Lucas. Nelle was smart, calculating, and she didn't care who she hurt as long as she got what she wanted. Then came that day she went over the cliff, and they said they found her body. Most of us figured that was the end of her story. But now that I think about it, soap operas have a way of bringing people back when you least expect it, and Nelle always struck me as the kind who would find a way if she really wanted to. Fast forward to today, and in walks Jacinda. Right from the start, she didn't act like some quiet newcomer trying to fit in. She's got this confidence about her, standing up straight and speaking her mind, especially when it comes to Wiley. She's made it crystal clear she wants to be part of that little boy's life, and she isn't backing down just because Willow tells her to stay away. I watched the scenes where Michael opened up to her about how tough things have gotten with Willow. He's worried he might lose more time with the kids if they end up back in family court. Willow's got that Senator Kane respect on her side now, and Michael knows he's still under a cloud because of that shooting mess. Instead of just nodding and offering sympathy, Jacinda started giving him real ideas on how to push back. She's observant. She listens, she waits, and then she steps in with something useful. That kind of quiet cleverness reminds me exactly of the way Nelle used to operate. Her background story feels a little thin too, doesn't it? We know she used to work as an escort, and now she's getting close to Michael again. But beyond that, there isn't a whole lot of detail about where she came from or what made her the way she is. I keep thinking that's on purpose. Maybe the writers are leaving room so they can fill it in later with something that ties right back to Nelle. And the way Jacinda has attached herself to Wiley so strongly, it doesn't feel random to me. She's fighting for a place in that boy's world the same way a mother who lost everything might fight. I'm not saying it's proof, but it sure does make you stop and think. The other day I saw the blow up at Crimson, and it really stuck with me. Willow marched in there boiling mad, telling Michael he needed to keep Jacinda far away from the children and dragging up Jacinda's past like it was some dirty secret. Michael didn't hold back. He defended Jacinda right then and there and pointed out all the ways Willow was twisting the truth. You could see how fired up he was. But once Willow left, I could tell he regretted losing his temper. He knows he has to play this custody situation carefully. He can't afford to look like the hothead while Willow sits there looking respectable. That's when Jacinda stepped in again. She didn't make a big fuss about it. She just quietly mentioned that she might be able to help him get the edge he needs. She talked about this deal with Brennan, where she would track down information on Valentine and Charlotte if he gave her something useful against Willow. The way she laid it out was so smooth and practical. It made me lean forward on the couch because it felt like she already had a plan in her pocket. Now, I'm not one of those fans who jumps on every wild theory I hear, but this one has me paying closer attention. If Jacinda really is Nelle somehow surviving that fall and coming back with a new face and a new name, it would explain so much. It would mean a mother who once did some truly awful things is now trying to find her way back to her son without blowing everything up at once. I keep wondering how that would play out for Michael. He's already got his hands full trying to balance the kids, the custody fights, and this new relationship. And what about Wiley? That little boy has been through enough changes. If the truth came out, it could shake the whole family tree. At the same time, I can see why some people might roll their eyes at the idea. We watched Nelle do some pretty dark things, and it's hard to picture her getting a second chance after all of that. But life in Port Charles is never simple, and people do change, or at least they try to. Maybe that's what has me hooked. I like stories where someone who messed up bad gets the chance to show they've learned something. It feels more real than just another villain showing up to cause trouble. I've been rewatching some of the older episodes in my mind while I do the dishes or fold laundry, and I keep noticing little things about Jacinda's expressions and the way she holds herself. There's a sharpness there that feels familiar. Whether the show goes through with this or not, they've got me right where they want me, checking the TV guide and making sure I don't miss a single day. It's the kind of slow burn mystery that makes watching these characters feel like checking in on old friends who keep surprising you. Between you and me, I hope they take their time with it. I want to see how Jacinda handles the pressure if Willow keeps pushing back. I want to watch Michael figure out who he can really trust. And most of all, I want to see what happens if that secret ever comes to light. Will it tear everything apart, or could it actually help heal some old wounds? Only time will tell, but I'm here for every minute of it. This is exactly why I've stuck with General Hospital all these years. Just when you think you know where the story is headed, it takes a turn you never saw coming. And right now, with Jacinda in the middle of it all, I have a feeling we're in for something good. I'll keep watching, and I'll keep thinking about it, and I bet a lot of you out there are doing the same. I've been thinking about this Jacinda situation a lot these past few days, and the more I watch General Hospital, the more my mind keeps turning over the same question. Who is this woman really? Let me tell you, when Jacinda first showed up working at the Metro Court Bar, I didn't pay her much mind. She seemed like just another pretty face passing through town. But then she stepped in as Michael's alibi the night Drew got shot, and before long the two of them started getting close. Now they're in a relationship, and suddenly she's spending time around Wiley too. It all happened pretty fast, and that alone made me sit up and take notice. What really gets me is how little we actually know about her life before Port Charles. Michael doesn't know much either. She told him this story about dating an older man back in high school, how her parents cut her off when they found out, and how she ended up working as an escort just to get by after the relationship ended. On the surface, it sounds believable enough. Plenty of young girls have made tough choices when life kicked them hard. But something about the way she tells it feels a little too neat, like it's been rehearsed. I keep wondering if that whole tale is just a cover. The fan theory that's been floating around lately has really stuck with me. A lot of us think Jacinda might actually be Nelle, back from the dead with a brand new face. You remember how Nelle went over that cliff? They said they found her body, but soap operas have taught me never to trust a death scene completely. If Nelle somehow survived that fall, it would make perfect sense for her to get plastic surgery and come back looking completely different. A fresh start with a fresh face, but the same sharp mind underneath. Think about it. Nelle was always the type who held on to grudges and never let go of what she believed was hers. She never got the chance to know that Nina was a real mother, or that Willow was her sister, and maybe she still doesn't know that part. But she definitely knew Willow had taken her place as Wiley's mother. That had to eat at her. If she's still alive, getting Wiley back would probably be the one thing driving her. And what better way to do that than to get close to Michael again? He's the boy's father. If she can win him over, she can slowly work her way into Wiley's life without raising too many alarms right away. I've been watching the way Jacinda acts around Wiley. She's not shy or hesitant about it at all. She stands her ground when Willow tries to push her away, and she doesn't back down even a little. That stubborn confidence reminds me so much of Nelle. Nelle never scared easily, and she sure didn't let anyone tell her she couldn't be near her own child. Jacinda seems to have that same fire. She's smart about it too. She listens when Michael talks about his custody worries, and instead of just offering empty words, she offers real help. Like that deal she mentioned with Brennan, she's playing a long game, watching everything quietly before she makes her move. It feels calculated, just like Nelle used to be. Of course, I catch myself wondering if I'm reading too much into it. Maybe Jacinda is exactly who she says she is, a woman who had a rough past and is trying to build something better with Michael. But then I remember how thin her backstory feels. We still don't know where she really came from or who she was before she landed in Port Charles. That missing piece keeps nagging at me. If the writers are planning a big reveal, they've done a good job of planting the seeds without giving everything away too soon. Right now, Michael is caught in the middle, trying to figure out his messy situation with Willow while building something new with Jacinda. He defended her strongly the other day when Willow came at him about keeping Jacinda away from the kids. You could see he believes in her, at least for now. But if it turns out Jacinda is really Nelle wearing a new face, that trust could break in the worst way. And poor little Wiley, that sweet boy, has already been through so many changes. Finding out his real mother is back after all this time would turn his whole world upside down again. I'll be honest with you, this kind of story pulls me in because it feels messy and human. People make terrible mistakes, they disappear, and sometimes they come back trying to fix things or grab what they lost. Whether Jacinda is Nelle or not, she's brought a new kind of tension to the show that keeps me guessing. I find myself talking back to the TV more than usual these days, saying things like, "Girl, what are you really up to?" Or, "Michael, you better watch yourself." I'm keeping my eyes open every episode now, waiting to see if Jacinda slips up or if she keeps playing her cards just right. Part of me hopes the theory is true, because it would be one heck of a comeback story. Another part of me worries about the damage it could cause if it all blows up. Either way, General Hospital has me hooked again, and I wouldn't miss a day for anything. I keep thinking about how life in Port Charles never stays quiet for long. Just when you think the dust is settled, another secret crawls out and changes everything. Right now, Jacinda is right in the middle of that storm, and I can't wait to see which way the wind blows next. What about you? Does this whole Jacinda Nelle idea make sense to you when you watch her scenes, or do you think she's just a regular new character with a complicated past? I'd love to know what you're feeling as you follow along too. For now, I'm just sitting here with my afternoon tea, replaying those quiet looks she gives Michael and Wiley, wondering how much longer the truth can stay hidden. This show sure knows how to keep an old heart racing, doesn't it? I'll keep watching, and I bet you will too.